Hello, welcome to another episode of the Horror Vision Presents Slasher Party. I think. I'm Sean,
I'm Mitzi.
and we are joined once again by author extraordinaire Ivy Tholen. Ivy, hello, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So, I love having you on for Slasher Party because best slasher death ever is in Tastes Like Candy. If you all haven't read it, go read it. Just why do I gotta keep saying this? Go, I feel like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. Didn't I tell you to go read Tastes Like Candy? Go read Tastes Like Candy. Um, Start there. Read the rest of her books as well. Mall Rats, Maul, Rats, Mother Dear, Taste of Candy 2. I called this Slasher Party because we're going to do a weekly show on Hell Motel, which is new to Shudder tonight. So it's Tuesday the 17th. We watched it today, and this is essentially another season of Slasher. So if y'all don't know, I mean, I know you guys do, but the listeners, if you don't know what Slasher is, it's a horror anthology that originally began on like Spike TV, I think it was, which I didn't see it then. It migrated to Netflix at some point, and I watched part of the first season there. I didn't finish it, not because I wasn't invested. I don't really know what exactly happened, but this is a show. Slasher's an anthology show, so each season it's different, and it's always a slasher story. So it there's three seasons on Netflix, and then it disappeared for a while. It came back on Shudder a couple years ago with a season called Flesh and Blood, which I think is just fucking awesome. David Cronenberg is in it. I highly recommend it. Last year they did a season called Ripper. Couldn't get two episodes into it. Not saying it was bad. It didn't work for me. Period piece. Which I like the Victorian era, but it just did not work. Now, the two gentlemen that are responsible for these are Ian Carpenter and Aaron Martin. So they have Hell Motel now, and after watching the first two episodes, I'm like, okay, this is like when Brand New Cherry Flavor came out. It's basically Channel Zero season 5. Same
Mhm.
thing here. And directing, and it looks like he may be directing the entire season, which excites the fuck out of me. Adam McDonald. You guys know who Adam McDonald is?
No.
I don't think so.
He's in a bunch of shit. Like he's actually John Carver in Thanksgiving.
Oh,
He's the guy in The Mask. But movies that he's directed that I love, Out Come the Wolves, I just watched recently on Shudder. Fantastic fucking movie. Pie Wacket, fantastic fucking movie.
I love Pie Wacket. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
Come the Wolves is bomb too. He also did Backcountry, which I remember our friend John
The
Bickness
one with the
recommended that to
bear?
me years ago. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I have seen that. That's not bad.
He seems to have like an outdoor survival kind of vibe, but and I feel like there's maybe little bits of that in the second episode, but so okay, Missy, what'd you think of Hell Motel? So we're gonna be spoiler free. You can listen to it until you hear a chainsaw. Missy, what'd you think of Hell Motel?
I, like you, have tried to watch. I tried to watch the first season of Slasher a few times. I got a handful of episodes into it, like 3 or 4 episodes, and it never stuck. Like I just fell off every time, and I don't know why, but it never grabbed me. Um, and I do have to check out the David Cronenberg season. I haven't yet. But I put this on today and I got into it immediately. Like by the end of the first, I mean, I feel like we've done these a few times, and there's a lot of times where we watch the first episode and we're like, I don't know. Like by the end of the first episode, I'm like, yeah, I'm in,
Yeah.
no problem. Uh, and carried into the second episode, like I'm invested, I'm interested. So far, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I like hotels and motels, especially motels where they're like the outside kind of doors. I love
Mm-hmm.
those as horror settings. I mean, hotels can also be fun, but um, I really like the aesthetic of those outdoor motels for horror movies. You've got this motel out in the middle. The basic premise is you've got this motel in the middle of nowhere. 30 years ago, a bunch of people got murdered at it, and now some crazy chick has bought this motel, turned it into like a murder.
Destination, a true crime
Okay,
destination.
destination. Yeah, I was gonna say museum, and I didn't think that was the right word. Yeah, a true crime destination, and now she's invited like these 10 true crime YouTubers and people involved in the true crime scene, I guess,
I would
to be here for the opening weekend, and now they're getting killed.
I would just like to say, I don't know how to say this cryptically, but when Tastes Like Candy 3 happens in a couple of years,
Mhm.
I had already started writing Tastes Like Candy 3 when this show came out. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
But it was already in progress. And I think we actually talked about what that's going to be like the last time we spoke. So I have
Yes,
proof
yes.
that I did say this.
Yeah, but you know, that's I don't think anybody will see this, read that and be like, "Hey, wait a minute." It's a similar concept, but it's
Yeah.
you're doing a different thing, and it's a totally different thing. So
Yeah.
Right.
but it's good to call it out now.
Hearing it described like that, I'm going, oh no, what if someone thinks I stole from
No,
this?
no.
Okay, no.
You're calling it out now. Okay, so
Right, it's on record. But yeah, it's I mean, I think the setting is fun when we get to see the slasher and the mask and the look. Like, I
Mhm.
really dig it. Um, I'm I'm interested to see where it goes. A lot of times I don't like those YouTuber characters, and you don't like a lot of these people, but they're interesting. Like,
well,
it's
they're
got my
also
attention.
not like they're not dyed in the wool influencers. You know,
Right.
like the one guy's like a
Right.
spiritual guru. And, like the one chick just fucks serial killers. Like that's her
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing. She's like, I
Like,
just
what the
fuck serial
fuck?
killers. It's like okay, okay. Uh, so it's more than just that like
Right.
tired trope now, where you know it's like the constant staring into the camera, like okay, yeah, I'm at the hey guys, hit like and let me know what you think about me being at this murder destination.
But I mean, still, most of these people are unlikable, but they're interesting. And a lot of times that is very difficult to do. And it,
Yeah.
like, I'm invested. I want to see where it goes. I love the way it's shot and the way it's lit too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
agreed.
Mhm.
Ivy?
I also haven't seen much of the other seasons. I know that I tried watching two separate seasons. Neither one of them, I don't think I made it past the third episode, and I don't remember which ones they were. And I read an interview, I think it was Eric McCormick who was kind of surprised that they hadn't branded this slasher. And
Hmm.
then the article sort of suggested that maybe they had removed the title for a reason. And I think maybe I'm
Oh,
the I'm the person they were like, not me specifically, but people like me who tried it and were not into it.
Mm-hmm.
If because I haven't seen the other episodes, I haven't seen the other seasons. I don't know if this is different enough from the other seasons. Maybe that's why. Maybe they were like, we can get people, and we
it
just
doesn't feel that different to me. So the two things that I always go with, like they have great masks
Mhm.
and the gore. Like the gore in the Cronenberg season is unbelievable. It's like off the fucking charts. I think even in
Okay.
like the first episode, I was like, holy shit. Sorry, I just want it's not that different.
Okay.
It's Canadian, and it kind of feels a little bit like if Canadian Horror Story was a thing. Like it feels like a season of that. I have it on in the background and I'm kind of watching it a little bit. It feels like that to me a little bit. Like the same idea, but executed in a different, like a Canadian way, if that makes
Well,
sense.
and like obviously they don't have the budget that American Horror Story does, right? But
No.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing
No.
because
No, no,
American
no.
Horror Story's budget has
No.
gotten them in trouble. I feel like they're that show is so uneven, and I mean, I've just officially given
Mm-hmm.
up like a couple years ago.
And calling
Um,
it Canadian and saying it's low budget is not a bad thing. Canada makes some great horror movies. Ginger,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right, yeah,
like
yeah.
that's not an insult at all. It feels like a Canadian production.
Yeah. I man, I really liked it. Great mask. Every season I've seen except that Ripper season, and I think the problem with the Ripper season, maybe they weren't ready to do a period piece because there were things about it that I was like, okay, I'm not like a Victorian scholar, but there were just some things where I'm like, yeah, that's not a thing in Victorian era, And so there was even like Kirsten and I even had a conversation where like, so is this trying to be like Baz Luhrmann anachronistic? Which fucking like I hate Baz Luhrmann. I fucking hate him. Like that right there. Even saying that, I start to like. Ugh. But I don't know. Whatever it was, it just that didn't work. But Flesh and Blood and the first season, however many episodes I watched, I genuinely really liked. So I don't know why I fell off. And I too think I did it twice. I think so. I need to go back. I just realized fairly recently they're still on Netflix. I was under the impression when they jumped to Shudder for the fourth season and fifth season, which would have been Flesh and Blood and Ripper, that the third one's relocated or were gone or something. But no, they're still on Netflix. So I may go back. But every season, so Flesh and Blood and the first season also have great masks, and they start with something where it's like you see a crime or you see a murder, and then it goes so many. Well, actually, Flesh and Blood doesn't do that. Never mind. The first season does though, where there's like a history behind whatever it is, right? Like, oh, this guy dressed like this killed people back then, and now he appears to be back. It's a trope, it's a slasher formula, but it fucking works. That's why it's a trope, right? And that I know what you mean by the Canada thing.
Mhm.
Like, there's something very woodsy. It's in the camera work. It's in the lighting. It's in the set. The setting here is fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Absolutely outstanding. So I'm really excited, and I'm so excited, folks. If you haven't watched the first two episodes, which dropped today, turn us the fuck off and go watch them and come back later. In the meantime, ladies, if one of y'all would grab that chainsaw and light that fucker up, we're gonna go deep. Okay, so Ivy, talk spoilers.
Well, the scene, as I said before, I have going in the background. The scene happening in the background is the dinner scene, which is disgusting.
Yes, yes,
um, but I kind of here's the thing. Okay, so in this scene, people are eating food that resembles corpse body parts, I guess is
yes,
what it's like severed, but it's not just like a severed leg, it's like a decaying severed leg. It's really
yes.
interesting. That I kind of wonder if that was inspired by many Halloweens ago. Neil Patrick Harris threw a Halloween party where he had a buffet, and there was something on the buffet that resembled Amy Winehouse's corpse,
Oh,
and it became kind of an internet legend. And every once in a while you'll hear it referenced or see it, the picture of it.
oh,
And I
why pick on
kind of
Amy
wonder
Winehouse?
I think I kind of wonder if this it because the idea of it was like meat in the shape of her dead body or something like that. Yeah. There's a photo of it out there if people want to go looking for
I
it.
don't want. I love Amy Winehouse. I don't want to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
That
You
totally
understand why
bothers
this
me.
would stick in the public consciousness because it's really fucked up. But
Ah,
I can
Well,
see,
especially if it looks anything like that thing, because that thing was horrifying.
yeah.
This-
Yeah. But then when
and
I saw it and I heard the way he was describing it, I was like, oh, this is why they would have thought the Winehouse, this is the kind of person that would have thought the Winehouse thing was funny. Um, one of the stars of this is Greg from Dharma and Greg, by the way. He's the famous person in this. Everybody else is
oh,
just
is that the chef?
yes.
Oh, okay. Because Kirsten's like, that's Will from Will and Grace. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but.
Oh
So
my
to
God,
me,
it is. I don't know why I said that. It's Will from
it's the same show.
I
Come
just
on, it's the same thing. In my mind, it's exactly the same thing. When you said
Me
Dharma and Greg,
too.
I
very
heard Will and Grace.
similar to
right.
no, it is.
It's
It's Will. It's Will from Will and Grace. Jesus.
Uh, so I thought it was funny that he serves this, and he's like, it's meat and herbs and tofu, however he describes it. And it looks like the pieces of the famous victim, Caitlin, from the slaughter 30 years before. But the way
Jiggles.
they, huh?
It jiggles.
It jiggle with the way
Yeah.
that the way it looks
Mhm.
when they move his corpse later, his corpse
Yep.
looks like it. So I
Ugh.
thought that was like a nice, and also
And
the
even the way
the
he dies, because
the way, yeah, cooks, right?
he gets cooked alive.
The fucking effect for
Mhm.
when they try to move him and like just the fucking, because it's not
Yeah, the
even just
goo.
because what is left, it's not the skeleton, because there's no it's just like the skin comes off and there's like a nub. Oh, it's so, and then like
Yeah.
you see Ruby is like holding it, lets it drop, and it's like the stringy, like mucusy, like, oh god, it's so gross. I loved it. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was so gooey.
Oh
I
fuck.
I see stuff like that and I'm mad I didn't think of it, and then I remember to tuck it away because that's useful.
Yeah, of
The idea
course.
that could happen to, oh, it has the effects in the show are great. They're great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they will probably get like not only hold that line but get more. And I'm telling you, the stuff in Flesh and Blood, there's like a disemboweling that is just off the fucking charts.
Okay.
Um,
I remember season one, the one I tried to watch like twice, had great gore. I don't know why it didn't stick. Like I wanted to like it and it just didn't.
it opens with a murder on Halloween where it's like,
On Halloween, and this
what is that costume like? The
it's been a while, but I do remember it started on. It was in this big house. It's all decorated for Halloween, and
but so okay, we start with this couple checking into the motel in 95 and they're out in the middle of nowhere. So they say in the present timeline that there's nothing for 45 miles, I think they say. So
Mhm.
it's out in the middle of nowhere. There's a storm. This couple stops in 1995. The girl doesn't like it. They get convinced that there's a couple that are working there, and they give them a room and a free bottle of champagne, and then they end up getting killed. But so we see two people die, but they've referenced that 7 people got killed that night. So we still have to see who else was there and that they got killed. But it's interesting rewatching it the second time. So when they go to the couple in the room and they're like getting ready to, consummate the wedding, right? So she's in the bathroom and he's standing around in his boxer shorts, and he's like, I got a big surprise for you. And she's like, big, is it? And she's like, me too. I think there's something else. I think there's something going on that we haven't learned yet with that couple.
Oh,
I don't know what it is. I don't know if I don't know. Technically, have we actually seen? I guess we have seen her die. Yeah, because there was a flashback, right, where they cut her throat.
yes.
Well, they said that was her. She was married to somebody else, and that was her childhood sweetheart that she had run off with.
Yeah, like she had a bad marriage. She had a second chance with her childhood sweetheart.
Yeah.
But there's the way he said, because at first he's like, "Yeah, I got a surprise for you." That's what he says. I have a surprise for you, and he says it in this way that's like not the way that you would say it in that situation. And then it cuts to her in the bathroom, and she's like, "Is it big?" She's like, and she says something like, "I got one for you too." So I just feel like there's something else going on there. I don't know quite what it is.
Like something malevolent, like one of them.
I don't know. I'm not. Maybe, and like we see him die, we see her die later. So I don't know. And it's interesting too. This show. So the couple that checks them in, it's like the guy comes out of the back room like buttoning up his shirt. He's go, hey, here, take room 7, blah blah blah. And then the girl comes out, right? And it's a white dude, black girl, and it looks like they were fooling around and back, right, or whatever. So then, for when we go to we see the person in the mask kill the newlywed couple. Then we go into the present, and at some point, so we've got the 2 women that own the place, and they have invited these quote unquote influencers or whatever, and there's the chef there, and then these two people show up in an RV, and they're like, "There's a storm. You got to let us stay." And the two women that own the place are like, "You can't." Blah blah blah, and they work out a deal. But I'm like, okay, so these people just showed up out of nowhere, and also it's a white guy and a black girl. I'm like, this is totally the same fucking couple 30 years later. And at the end of the first episode, they show you that it is, right? So I'm like, okay, so first of all, that makes me feel good because I was like, I feel like it's a little obvious, but it's meant to be obvious. So what is that? Like, there's a bigger picture here that, and then we get in the second episode, they're like, did you kill the chef? No. Did you? Well, then we have either a copycat or an honest to God Satanist that knows what we're up to, because they're trying to have 9 sacrifices along Saturn's path to open a portal to hell to let Baphomet out. So I don't know, it's really interesting. Thoughts?
It is really interesting, especially like they show us all that in the beginning with the couple. I completely forgot about that. Like you said that it, you felt like it was obvious, and I think it's supposed to be. But until they reminded me at the end, I didn't. I had forgotten about that couple entirely because I was so invested in what was happening now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's well done, but I mean, I think that's the point because they're telling us right off the bat, it's not a whodunit, it's something else.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So what is it? It's
Right.
not a why done it, because we also know why, so that makes me excited.
But there's at least one other killer there. I mean, maybe several of them are fucking crazy killers.
Well, so, and they do the thing where in the second episode, right? So the serial killer starfucker is obviously completely I mean, obviously she's nuts, but like she's more nuts than we thought, right? Ivy, you have any guess as to who the third killer, and of course, like Missy said, there could be more.
I have no idea what's going on with this.
You want to just throw some shit at the wall and see if it sticks later on?
We do it all the time.
Well, my first guess would have been Portia, but she's dead now. Like I was following her, thinking they wanted us to think it was her, but I couldn't figure out what the misdirection. I can't figure out what the misdirection is yet. It feels like it's going to be really obvious, but it's not obvious to me yet. I don't know.
I feel like they're making a bunch of shit obvious. So this is smart writing. They make a bunch of shit obvious so that you're like, well, it's all obvious. Yeah. So nothing's actually obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love the fact that when Portia dies, so her and Ruby have a fight, right? And she's like, you repulse me. Your obsession with murder repulses me. This was your dream. I should have never done it. And then Ruby storms out and she's like, maybe you should just paint a fucking target on your chest so the killer can try to find your heart and tear it out. And when she's killed, when Ruby wakes up from her benzo sleep, Portia's next to her on the bed, and her heart has been torn from her chest and is resting. So right there, you're like, okay, well, Ruby's screaming, but that seems pretty obvious. But they also showed you that every person in the place could hear their argument through the vents. That's pretty fucking slick. It's simple, but it's really slick. I'm like, oh, kudos. That's good writing.
Very well done. It is. I mean, how many episodes are there? 8, 10?
8, I think.
I'm gonna guess 8, but I will tell you right now.
I think when I looked it up, it was 8. It's either 8 or 10, but I think it's 8.
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, 2 episodes into 8 episodes. That's a decent part of the way in. I couldn't even begin to tell you exactly what's happening, much less who a guess is, and that's pretty impressive for me. Like I solve these things quick, and I don't know what's going on here, and I want to know more. It's yeah, it's very intriguing.
Missy, you want to hazard a guess?
I mean, my first instinct actually is and I don't remember her name, the one that fucks all the serial killers. She makes me like, there is something super fucking off-putting about her.
Yeah.
And
she raped a guy.
Well, yeah.
She raped a guy. Like, Oh no.
Oh, but I don't know. Did she actually rape him? Because the like post-coital scene where she's unlocking the handcuffs,
Let
she's
me
like,
ask you this. Flip the genders and see if you would feel the same way. I don't think that guy was into 100% into
He
whatever.
wasn't. He was screaming no, but when she cuffed
Yeah.
him, he didn't want to be cuffed,
no,
and I
he
don't
wasn't
blame him. The
screaming no
whole
when she cuffed him.
well,
He
then
was
she had
he,
the knife.
he
He
was
can
uneasy
say
about
no
it.
at any time. Like when
He
she
got
brings the
upset.
knife.
So she did actually kind of ask like, you want this, right? And he's like, yeah, I want this or whatever. He freaked the fuck out and said,
When she
uncuff
cuffed
me,
him.
uncuff me, when she cut him. As
Okay,
soon as she produced the knife, so with the cuffs, he's like, yeah, I don't know. And she does it, he goes along with it. As soon as she
okay.
produces
I
the
only
knife, he
got to
starts to
watch
freak
it the
out.
one time,
Yeah,
but
no, I have the advantage of
That
having
is
seen it
true. No,
twice.
no, 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 no. No, that is correct. That is correct. But he's allowed to say no at any point in time.
right.
Yeah,
So, I mean, and she did not, and she just sort of barreled on, and I think he just went with it. But I don't think that man wanted anything to do with her once she cut him, and he wanted out. She's
yeah. Oh,
she's a psycho. She's a
He's scary.
yeah. I don't think she's behind all this, but I don't like her. She's gonna do
I
some.
don't like.
She's gonna do some more. She's either gonna get killed next, or she's gonna do some more shit like that. Oh,
I
she's
think she's
definitely
going
gonna
to
do
do
some more
lots of
shit
fucked
because
up things.
I mean, I would assume that she would just fuck her way through most of the cast. I'm
yeah.
just gonna assume.
Probably.
Uh, or actually, no, actually, what she wants, I'm sure. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Wait a
Hmm.
minute.
Oh, go
So
ahead.
she's got a thing for fucking serial killers, right? So she
Mhm.
fucked him because he survived a serial killer. So we haven't seen that yet, but he was apparently, before he was a podcaster, sounds like in college there was some kind of a murder spree or something, and he survived, right? So she fucked him
Right.
because
He
he's a
got stabbed or
survivor.
something because
Yeah.
she wants to look at all the wounds on his chest. I couldn't see it very well because I was watching it on my phone on the go so that I'd see it, in
Uh,
time.
I mean, yeah, she's obsessed with his scars. I guess thus proving chicks dig scars, the age old motto. But wouldn't it make sense if she was in? So we've got the two people we know were the killers 30 years ago that want to kill
Hmm.
again in order to open this gateway. But I'm wondering if she is, if not the killer, wouldn't she want somebody to kill all the people there so she could then fuck a new serial killer?
Mhm.
So I think she does have something to do with it, but I don't know that I think she's a killer because it just seems so fucking obvious after her like that, like, oh, I'm just joking, but what about if we killed her and then got a book deal for you? You know, it's like that. It was so over the top. It's like, okay, again, it seems obvious.
But that's the beauty of it because so many things do do seem obvious, and like
Yeah,
you said, if they're all obvious, we're like, well, wait a minute.
yeah, right.
It has to be. I mean, they're gonna do something that's gonna flip it or make us think.
If it's obvious, someone said, um, maybe there's a real Satanist here. Maybe she's a real Satanist, and that is her thing, is it so she can raise Baphomet and have sex with Baphomet. It makes
Yeah,
sense. Like it
Yeah,
makes just as much sense as anything.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. Oh, I mean, actually, I kind of love that. That's like. I
I do
totally
too.
see the Ivy Tholen gears working here. Like she's like, why, so that character, I don't know what that character's name is. She's like, I could just keep fucking serial killers or I could fuck a demon. I
Yeah.
mean, it seems
Right.
like, I mean, you could keep playing whatever. I was going to try to make a poker reference, but I don't play poker and I'm bad at it. So never mind. I can't do it. But you know what I mean? You can do your flush instead of a full house. I don't know, whatever. Um, man, I gotta say, I'm really enjoying this. I had high hopes based on the trailer and really liking Flesh and Blood, and I I don't feel like they were unwarranted. I feel like I'm in.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, like if they had called it slasher and then Hell Motel, I may have steered away from it too. But I mean, I like this.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
I'll always give slasher the benefit of the doubt, and obviously, like Hell Motel is not the best name. You know,
No, I
it's
keep
not
thinking Motel Hell, which it's
Motel Hell,
not.
right? Yeah, but
But
it's a
maybe that's
play
on
on
purpose.
that,
Right.
obviously. But it's man, I just remember the trailer that the lighting and the camera work and the setting and everything comes through, and it oh, I don't know. I feel like it looks good. I really like the vibe here, so
Me
I'm
too.
in. And anyone got anything else to say before we jump for the week and come back next week with episode 3?
I just really like how so far they're actually telling us how these people are going to die and then showing it later. Like I didn't catch, I caught it with the cook, but I didn't catch it with Portia. Although I remember them having the fight, but
Mhm.
it just didn't click till you guys just called it out. Now I'm going to be paying more attention to that.
Yeah, right.
You know, if they say anything to anybody about how they're gonna die.
It knows some tricks that I know, and I'm really happy with the way they're executing them. It's really fun because it's getting me, because I know these tricks. I use these tricks and it's getting me. So it's really well done. I'm talking about it and watching it, in the background right now. I
Hmm.
Mhm.
think I liked it more than I thought I did.
Isn't that a good
I
feeling?
knew I wanted to keep
Yeah,
watching it. I knew I liked it enough to keep watching it, and I knew I liked it enough to talk about it. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this more than I thought I did.
me too. Like I'm really glad you suggested it because I knew nothing about this. Um, Sean had just mentioned, oh, why don't we check out this Hell Motel thing? And like it sounded cool, and I figured it would be a fun distraction. But I didn't expect it to get me as deep as it did. Like I want to put it on after we're done talking about it.
If you if while we're watching this, you need. And Missy, I know you binge stuff a lot. Like when like you like to fall into a series.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, Flesh and Blood. It's on Shudder. It's outstanding.
Okay.
It's so good.
I
I
just
think
kind of forgot about it. I love David Cronenberg. Nightbreed's my favorite fucking movie. Like I meant to watch it and I totally forgot about it.
it's easy. Like I don't know for what even like on Shudder and Netflix both. Like it, I don't feel like I don't know. It's not like slasher's not. I don't think of it like I don't ever see it there because with Shudder especially, I go to movies and I scroll right. I don't necessarily go to series. I only knew I jumped on that when it was airing because I had seen something probably on Bloody Disgusting about Cronenberg being in it, and I was like, "Oh, that's that show I tried. I'll give it a shot." And it ended up really. I think it was in my top 10 of that year. It was really man, really
Okay.
liked it. And it's following suit. So yeah, we'll be back to talk about more Hell Motel soon next week.
Hapless teenagers beset by demons in the woods. A strange new drug that turns art into murder. A can't beat a deal on a new house with a horrifying past. A video game that might usher in the apocalypse. From the demented mind of Sean C. Baker, author of A Collection of Desires, Shadow Play, and Murder Virus, comes Volume 4, collecting Baker's no sleep work along with several never-before-published short stories. This 99-cent volume also includes the opening chapter of the author's forthcoming teenage giallo novel, Black Gloves and Broken Hearts, due out later this year.